Oh, yes. And I was just reading Luke 24:7. Yeah. Jesus said unto them, Oh, and he said, Yes, what manner of communications are these that ye have one to another? As ye walk and are sad, and the one of them whose name was Cleopas, answering said unto him, Art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem? Hast not known the things which are come to pass there in these days? And he said unto them, What things? And they said unto him concerning Jesus of Nazareth, yeah, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death, and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And beside all this, today is the third day since these things were done. It was 3 days since Jesus had been crucified. Yes. And they were very sad. Yeah. In verse 22, yea. And certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. Yeah. And when they found not his body, they came saying that they had also seen a vision of angels, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre, yeah, found it even so as the women had said, but him they saw not. Then he said unto them, oh, fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not Christ to have suffered these things to enter into his glory? Now, it seems, somewhat mean of Jesus, yes, to call them foolish. Slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? Yes, yes, yes. Jesus was kind of toying with them a little bit, wasn't he? Yes, playing with them. Oh. Now, this Jesus that you wanted to make fun of? Yeah. Oh, fools and slow of heart to believe. Yes. See, there has not been any prophet that has ever spoken of me. There is no actual recording of me existing in 2019. I am not included in this Bible anywhere. Yes. I'm one of these that believe that Jesus is resurrected. Yes. And that I would say, oh, what things are you talking about? You mean to come to find out? Oh, I see, I see, I see. Yes. The top secret way of doing things where you're going to be on one another. Yes. And that I wouldn't sew in, I wouldn't be a part of your family. Oh, fools. Now, today, yes, I like the laws to be enforced. I like my rights enforced. Yes. I like custody of my sons. Yes. And I'd like to speak to Maryland, and I'm going to use the judicial system of the United States. What things didn't I know about? I didn't know about my wife and her Oprah contract. Yes. I didn't know about my sons being used by those in office. Yes. I didn't know what Mike was doing and why Marilyn didn't want to live with him. Oh. See, it doesn't take a whole lot for me to know what is being communicated. Yes. When you arrest me for crimes, well, I know I wasn't in Squim. Yes. It's obvious that it was criminal, and it wasn't me that committed the crime. Yes. And when you arrest me for the allegation of the 2-count criminal complaint in Jefferson County, yeah, it's obvious that it was criminal. Yes. Because I wasn't in Brennan and I didn't email the Brennan School District. Yes. See, this little leaven known as crime is causing a lot to sin. Yes. And you said the only way we would go is the come to find out family. Pooh. Now, the Masons might be concerned. Yes. Why don't you get me the actual assessed value of their properties? Yes. The Mormons might be concerned. Why don't you get me the assessed value of all their properties? The Assembly of Gods might be concerned. Yes. Why don't you get me the assessed value of all their properties? Somebody had convinced those in office, yes, that we don't actually have real assessed valuation of charitable properties because we're exempt from paying taxes. But over the last few hundred years, yes, we've been passing different kinds of legislation that require the payment of fees, and taxes. And then there's a possibility that you're not assessing properties has affected the property valuations of those that are not really supportive of charity. And that's their legal right. Yes. Now, I'm going to want to sue in each and every county of the United Motherfucking State today. Hmm. Oh, what things don't I know? I don't know that you took my sons without any jurisdiction of law. Yes. I don't know about the pain and suffering of your family's way of handling problems. I don't know that Marilyn's husband's a Nazi and what did I not see? Tax evasion. Defrauding the United States of America of taxation. Conspiracy. Yesterday I mentioned that if you were sending my court notices to the actual property where it was sold in 2012, yeah. See, Mike, he turned the electricity off on me in the middle of winter. And if I find out that the property was not in the name of the International Church of the Foursquare, yes, there's a big question of why is there $40,000 in two deeds? Yes. See, one of them says the International Church of the Foursquare, and then it says intern Foursquare Church Go. Now, you have to question, okay, for every time they have the same valuation of a deed of a property, yes, but they have two different names for the same date and deed. Yes. Was somebody playing this side and that side? Yes. Because I would look through, yes, all the actual documents of the county. And every time that I find the actual name different for the International Church of the Foursquare, but I find that the deed of the property is a close approximation or exactly the same, yes, I'd say that some right now. Now, Sheriff, what don't I know? I know that having two deeds for the same property in the name of two different charitable organizations, it could be that Mike wasn't working for the International Church of the Foursquare. Yes. Why don't we call them? Because I'm going to sue them. Yes. And I'm going to want to speak to Marilyn today. I'm going to want my victims' rights and resources enforced. Yes. I'm going to want contact with my son's poop. And I'm going to want to make sure right now that you understand that I'm going to want to use the courts of the United States. Now, I don't want to wait until the study room this afternoon, okay? I don't want to be threatened with imprisonment.